Hi darlings, welcome back to my channel. It's Anna with you here, and today it's time for the newest update on the situation here in Spain and our sunny Benidorm region. So for today we have some very important and interesting updates. First of all, we don't really know the amount of cases that we have right now here in Spain due to the fact that it was weekend. And as you might know, on the weekend, we don't really get the exact numbers. We only get them like in the evening today, Monday. But what we do know is the index of people getting sick versus 100,000 of people. So the index right now is approximately 236. And the authorities are still saying that it's not increasing as much as it could. So the situation is quite stable here in Spain. And today, all the new restrictions are starting. This means that starting from today, here in Valencian region, we have bars and restaurants open until 10 p.m., which has been very like a long time, truly long time since this was happening. And all these shopping centers, Chinese shops, some accessories, sport shops, everything you can think of, and as well as shopping centers are open until 10 p.m. as well, which is just amazing. The lockdown hour here in Valencian region is still the same. From the other restrictions, there are some changes in a lot of different areas. If you didn't see these news, you can check them. They were previous ones before the weekend, and there you can find all the measures, new measures for the next 2 weeks before officially the state of alarm will be over finally here in Spain, which is going to be from 9th of May. Before 9th of May, a few days before, they're going to let us know what will be happening, who's going to control the restrictions, and which restrictions will still be in place and which ones will be over finally here in Spain. Let's hope that forever. Next, very interesting news, especially useful for the people who live here in Spain or are planning to move to Spain. Here we have a lot of different phone numbers, how you could contact the companies you talk to the most. So for example, your water company, gas, electricity company, your telephone, like mobile line company, and so on. Usually they must have a free line, which normally starts with numbers 900. It's a free line where you don't have to pay anything to contact them. But a lot of companies still have the paid line, which they supposed not to have. From the last December in 2020, there's been a new law modified here in Spain that basically says that it's forbidden for companies to charge their clients for the calls and for the consultations that they make by phone. Here, usually if you see numbers, for example, 902, the number that starts with these 3 digits, it means that this is a paid number. And here in Spain, the approximate amount that you pay per minute when you talk on this number is 40 cents. 40 cents is almost half of euro that you pay every minute that you're spending on this phone line. And usually companies, when you call these lines, they put you on hold for a little while. They say that you need to wait a little bit. They try and spend more time with you as much as possible on the phone so that you would pay this amount of money. By this law, they have to provide you an alternative line in which you shouldn't be paying for the consultation. But as per the official statistics that we have right now, approximately 30,000 of companies here in Spain still have this paid number. And if some client would, for example, go and sue them and go to police and would say that this company is still charging their clients and uses the number 902, then the company would get a fine up to 600,000 euros. Can you imagine? This is what's happening here in Spain. The companies are basically looking for like loopholes in the law, in different law sections, to be able to still maintain this number and still charge their clients. Although if you contact them by email or anywhere and you just say that by law you must provide me a phone number that will be free of charge, except for 902, then they need to provide you this number. They usually have these numbers, but they just don't use them and don't give them publicly so that people would call to the paid one. This is what's happening. So if you live here in Spain and you need to contact your usual company for some reason, try and search for the number that it's not 902 so that you wouldn't get charged a lot at the end of month from your mobile company. The next news from Spain is that surprisingly, even though there is pandemics, there is a difficult economic situation in a lot of families here in Spain, the purchase of new houses and in general properties, houses, apartments, doesn't matter, just a property, is increasing, but not the second hand property, but the new one. Only people are basically only buying newly built properties just because they want to avoid a lot of problems with the property. They want to avoid problems with the roof so that it wouldn't be leaking like in a week after you move to this house. They don't want to have problems with pipes, with air conditioning, with a lot of different problems with the walls and some structural problems. So they try and buy newly built houses, or even the ones that are still on the plan, that are not still yet built, so that they could control all the process by themselves and avoid problems. Here in Spain, only in February, approximately 10,000 of new properties were bought. Of course, these are people that are not, like, let's say, in a medium or low economy level. So these are people that were not basically affected by the crisis. These, for example, might be architects, they might be doctors, they might be lawyers. So all kind of professions that were not affected by all this situation. Or these might be simply people that just sold something in the other country or here in Spain and have this capital, have this money to spend it on the new property. This is what's happening. Of course, from this option, totally excluded are young people up until 35. Here in Spain, they're considered young people to buy the property. They even have a lower percentage, for example, on a mortgage as well. But young people don't simply have the 20% of the price of the house, plus another between 2 and 10% for all the paperwork and contract with the bank and like all the extras that you need to pay when you buy a property. So young people just, of course, don't have this kind of money. This is why they cannot purchase the house for themselves, as well as people that have low rent right now, low wages, or simply don't work due to all the situation that's happening here in Spain, because a lot of people are still somehow related to tourism. Either these are like wine factories, or these are people that bring food to hotels, or people that work in hotels, bars and restaurants and shops and souvenir shops and shopping centers, because as well, when there's a lot more tourism, there's a lot more of things being sold. So everything basically depends on that. Sad but true, this is how the situation is right now here in Spain. So people just cannot, the majority of people cannot allow themselves to get a property right now here in Spain and either live with their parents or pay a monthly rent for the apartment or house, waiting for the better times to come. This is what's happening right now here in Spain as for today, Monday. The weather here in Spain is very, very strange. It wasn't very nice yesterday in the evening. Here in Benidorm area, you could see like a huge lightnings over the sea on the sky, and it was raining. The wind was very strong, so it was really not very nice to be outside at this time. But today the situation's changed slightly. Right now it's not raining here, but it might just a little bit. And the wind is very, very low right now. So it's kind of nice to be outside, and it's not very cold, which you cannot say about the rest of Spain. As you can see on this picture, the clouds and all rain will usually be concentrated today on the north part of Spain and a little bit on the extreme part of the south Spain where the Portugal is. The rest is going to be partially sunny or sunny. Tomorrow all this will change, and it's supposed to be raining in whole Spain. What about the temperatures? Temperatures here in Spain, as you can see on this picture, are approximately the same as they were last week, with no major changes, but they will start growing, even though there's going to be rain and it's going to be cloudy, but temperatures will keep increasing up until this Thursday, Friday. And for example, here in Benidorm will increase up until 26 degrees. Can you imagine? And as for today, in the north part of Spain, for example, it's going to be 11 till 18 degrees. In the center, 13 till 19. In the south part, 13 till 21. And here in Mediterranean area, between 17 and 24. In Alicante, it's going to be 21. Here in Benidorm, approximately the same, 21 degrees. In Barcelona, slightly less, 19. In Granada, Malaga, Sevilla, approximately 20 degrees as well. The temperatures, as you can see, are very similar in a lot of different regions in Spain. In Madrid, in the capital, it's going to be slightly less, 18 degrees. In Murcia, 24, which is south from Alicante. In Balearic Islands, which are Mallorca, Menorca, and Ibiza, it's going to be 22. And in Canarian Islands, 24 degrees. The water temperature here in our Benidorm region is almost of 17 degrees. Finally, the water temperature started to rise up, and it's expected that by the end of next week, beginning of the other, the temperature will be even more than 17 degrees, almost 18, which will be very, very nice news for the people who already want to have a swim in our Mediterranean Sea. These were all the news, but I hope you enjoyed watching them. And tomorrow there is a new interesting video expecting for you from Benidorm. Don't miss it. I wish you a very, very nice day of today, a very nice and light beginning of the work week, and see you tomorrow. Bye.